Hi everyone. So lately I'm getting asked quite a lot about whether having Before I Go to Sleep made into a film changed or affected my writing process or my approach to writing the subsequent books. So I thought I'd answer that here. So I was lucky enough to go on the set quite a lot, as I think I may have mentioned in a different video. And it was quite unusual, or it was quite useful for me because I really was just an observer. I think the first time I went on set, everyone involved in the film was slightly kind of, oh gosh, the author's in today, and thought I was going to be there to sort of complain or to sort of say, well, you know, that carpet is the wrong shade of blue and she would never wear a dressing gown like that. But it wasn't that at all. I was there very much because I was enjoying the process, and who wouldn't want to get the chance to hang around on a film set with someone like, you know, Nicole Kidman and Colin Firth, people like that. So it meant I could just observe how things were done. And I think some of that did kind of carry forward into my subsequent writing, because I never have sat down to write a book with the idea it might become a screenplay or might be turned into film or television. Because I think when people do that, you can sort of tell when a novel really is kind of being written in the hope that it might be being adapted at some point in the future. So I don't do that. I think a novel is very much its own thing. But I do remember there being an incident that really has kind of made me think slightly differently, or think a little bit more, I suppose, about the whole process of writing. And that was when I was on the set of Before I Go to Sleep, and there's a scene in which Nicole Kidman and Colin Firth are having a very dramatic moment outside the house, and it was filmed on a freezing cold day in, I think, February or March or something. It was bitterly cold, and it was important for the scene that it was raining. So there was a rain machine there. Although it was actually raining on the day that they shot, there was still a rain machine there that they had to use, because apparently real rain doesn't show up on camera. So they were shooting this scene, rain was coming down. They could only do 2 takes for various different reasons. So kind of a high pressure environment, high pressure moment, and also it's kind of one of the pivotal scenes of the book, and or of the film rather. And so I was there on set, and once they'd done their 2 takes, it was so not glamorous. I mean, you know, Nicole Kidman was kind of at one point sank to her knees in a puddle. So anyway, I remember I saw Nicole Kidman. She was coming out of the house as I was going to it, and we stopped and we had a brief conversation, you know, and I was all being kind of, you know, oh, thank you so much for doing this. It's been really interesting and for me to watch you work, and thank you for letting me, and it was great. And she was very lovely and polite and nice. But I made a joke, I thought. So I said, oh, by the way, for the record, this scene that we've just shot in the book takes place in a nice cosy living room by a roaring log fire. And Nicole Kidman laughed, but then she said, yeah, but this is more dramatic, isn't it? And I thought, yeah, you're right, actually, it is. So now, you know, whenever I'm writing, I do think, is there anything else I can bring to this scene? Is there any other way I can layer in something else, either, you know, tell the story through a means other than just dialogue and action, and somewhere I can set it, or something else that can be going on in the background or whatever that can just bring something, a little extra something. So I think the experience of seeing Before I Go to Sleep made into film has changed my writing in that sense. I think, you know, it's made it more cinematic, I suppose, which kind of makes sense, obviously. So yeah, I hope that's interesting. It's answered the question. Yeah, thanks very much.